Nikunj, the significance of paramilitary forces when it comes to guarding the international border? What all is in their domain? I mean, airports. What else?
Well, Maria, for the border security force, which is the principal border guarding force between India and Pakistan, remember, we have to be very clear, and this is a piece of information that probably our viewers can also do with. And that is that the borders are not guarded by the army. Borders under an international protocol, under an international mandate, are guarded by the paramilitary forces. And the principal border guarding force between India and Pakistan, at least, is the border security force, which guards nearly 3,000 kilometer long border of India and Pakistan. They are a paramilitary force. They report to the Ministry of Home Affairs. They do not deal with Ministry of Defense. In the time of war or in the time of emergency, they come back a few kilometers and the military or the Indian Army takes their positions. Border security force is then subsumed or works along in coordination with the Indian military. So the entire role of safeguarding, evacuating, coordinating with the local administration and state governments whose territory that is. Remember, till the international border, it is the state government's territory. It's their jurisdiction. Is done by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Many people have this kind of misconceived notion that it is a job done by the Ministry of Defense or the Indian military institutions. It is not done by them. It's nearly a civilian protocol. Nearly a civilian protocol because the border security force is a paramilitary force, and the entire exercise, therefore, that is conducted in tandem with the state governments is monitored, controlled, directed, and also in a way assisted by the Ministry of Home Affairs and the Home Minister. And that is why these meetings at the Home Minister's residence are extremely crucial as far as safeguarding the interest of the civilian population is concerned, which seems to be at this point bearing the brunt of Pakistan's unwanted, uncontrolled, unexercised, unregulated aggression, which is extremely cowardly.
Yes, and since in this meeting there is the presence of the DG of ITBP, also of the SSB and the CISF, what are their roles?
Well, the other three, from the SSB to the Indo-Tibetan Border Police, they are principally the border guarding frontier forces. Now, when the Kargil happened, Mr. Vajpayee's government set up a Subramaniam committee which went into great detail about the border security of this country. Prior to that, it was a mishmash, or you can say a hodgepodge at multiple levels. Post that, all the governments, first the NDA government itself, then the UPA government, started to delineate border security as it is delineated in multiple other countries. Remember, India's front lines are massive. There are hardly any examples across the globe available where this kind of front line with multiple countries are there, barring a few countries like Russia or China. Now, in that Subramaniam Committee's report, which was then finally approved by Cabinet Committee on Security in the year 2000, if I am not wrong, it was set up in 99, 2000 final approvals came. It was decided that each frontier, that is the frontier between India and China, frontier between India and Pakistan, India and Bhutan, India and Nepal, India and Bangladesh, will be guarded one frontier, one force. So, SSB, Sashastra Seema Bal, Indo-Tibetan Border Police Force and Border Security Force all have their frontiers cut out for them. In the interim, in the MELI, is the Central Industrial Security Force, which is again under that mandate, mandated to guard all the critical infrastructure. The infrastructure of the country, like airports, like the metros, like the dams, like industrial townships, like industrial setups, mines that have been designated as the critical infrastructure, power plants, thermal power plants, nuclear power plants, that has been designated as the critical infrastructure by a mandate of the Cabinet Committee on Security, is guarded by the Central Industrial Security Force, again working directly under the charge and the tutelage of the Ministry of Home Affairs, chaired by the Home Minister himself. So these meetings are no less significant than the meetings that are taking place in the South Block, which the Raksha Mantri or the Defense Minister is chairing, to at least quell. And this is to contain. Those meetings are to quell and curb the Pakistani aggression, and these meetings are to contain the damage that Pakistani aggression is causing. So these are a mix of meetings that will have to fructify on the ground.